Howdy everybody, and welcome back to BTD6. So in this episode, let me just double check that things are recording. They look like they are. So, if you watched my stream today, which you probably didn't, but if you did, you'll know that I had a lot of issues right at the end because of a very minor mishap. A very small mix-up between me and my wife, pretty much. So she unplugged some things and then everything just kind of failed. But, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do the black border on Flooded Valley, I have decided. Now, I had Brickle with me the other time I was doing this, but I think I actually don't want Brickle. And the reason mainly being that, I just don't really feel like playing Brickle, I'll just be honest. They're a very good hero. They're not the one I want to play, right? So after we pop the third blue here, we're going to grab a submarine. Now this guy, I'm hoping to make him be a 025 sub. That is now the plan. With just a little bit of help, we should hopefully be able to afford Etienne now, earlier than Brickle by probably at least a round, right? And I think we should be strong enough like this to just finish this wave with just these upgrades. I think we are, at least. Check it. Yes, we are. So how are you guys doing? Overall, things have been going well. Like, things have been a little rough, right? But, like, right, I'm doing fine. Does that make any sense? That probably doesn't actually make much sense. Anyway, in the very short term, Etienne's just going to be right here. Not necessarily helping a ton, but I think they'll do just enough. Yeah, so at level 16, everybody will get a range up if they're pushed against the edge of this map. The other option is bottom corner, and then Etienne can affect this small little bottom gap right here, right? But we're gonna keep buying towers for the time being. Seeing as we have afforded Etienne by wave 12, 11 or 12, they should be a high enough level to handle the camos on their own, I think, this run. And hopefully we can rely on that a little bit, right? We're gonna go for some barbed darts. We're gonna not necessarily worry about camo detection as much. We're still gonna need it, I think, a little bit for maybe wave 33. But I also just prefer that upgrade anyway, the bottom path upgrade on mermonkeys anyway. I mean, what do we get? We get sharper prongs, which is more pierce, and then you get the ability to sometimes freeze. Which is, I don't think that's super important. I'll just say that. So this guy's going to be a 025, and then hopefully we can put some more submarines behind him, some 204s. Right? So Etienne can pop camo now. We already have lead popping power. At some point, we're going to turn this guy into a 520. Maybe we should make him a 250, right? Instead of a 520. And I only say that because I use 520 a lot, right? And I think maybe mixing things up a little bit could be interesting, you know? It does feel like this submarine's doing pretty good damage. I mean, yeah. At some point we'll pick up airburst darts. I'm kind of picky about airburst darts. It's a good ability, but there's a lot of times that I don't really want it, right? Though we should probably get it here because we do have to worry about... Yeah, let's go ahead. You know what? Let's do a 250, right? It won't be as strong, and we don't get a buff to every... Man, it's like really hard to justify 250 over 520, right? Because every single... It's like the same price. Okay, so you're talking like 8,000 more total maybe, right? But for 8,000 more, you literally buff every single one of your towers as well. Oh, we didn't actually pick up extra camo detection here, guys. We're gonna pick it up for wave 33. Because what level are you? You're 7, so I think by 37, 36 and 37, we should be high enough level to give everybody camo detection. But this might be the wave. I think with being level 7, this shouldn't be an issue of a wave, but I picked up more just in case. Yeah, I really don't think I can justify going 250. I don't know. It's still really good, and it does insta-kill even ZOMG, so it would probably weaken the 94, 98 waves, 96. You know those ones. We're just a little bit shy of camo detection, it looks like. Right? We're gonna be like $800? 1,800? Do we think that's enough? Or do we want to grab one more thing to detect camo? I think we're gonna want you anyway. So why don't we go ahead and just grab you, right? Oh, we didn't need it at all. Okay. He's actually just doing nothing. Okay, now we are in the waves to save. We're still not level 8, so when we see the end of this wave, I'm just going to call in the reinforcements just in case. Right. We don't want to leak just because we just weren't planning. I think triple guns, and then probably armor-piercing rounds. That's almost definitely going to be enough for the Moab, right? Because Moab is weak to armor-piercing rounds. It does bonus damage to Fortified and Moab class. This thing should be a powerhouse in this mid-game. We'll go ahead and call in these reinforcements just in case it wasn't enough. Alright, so I'm just going to pause and we'll be right back. Alrighty, let's see if we are good enough for wave 40 now, shall we? I have changed my loadout just a little bit, hoping it's enough. Oh my goodness, dude. Alright, alright. We are back one more time, and I think we beat wave 40 this time. Oh, hey, would you look at that? Yeah, so we beat wave 40 at least. I have decided to try to go the Pirate Lord route and see if maybe that does help. I'm not feeling super confident though, you know? I don't know. This different loadout from when I streamed it, is, it's a little harder to handle, right? Having no Brickle, but instead Etienne sounds nice on paper, and it will be, and it is now, right? Now that we've made it this far, but, up to this point, Etienne's kind of been lacking, and we don't even get the range buff from him yet, so it definitely is a hindrance a little bit, right? So we're about to pick up most of our tier 4s here, it looks like. And I think we're definitely now just strong enough to defend Moabs in general, right? That's what I would think at this point. Alluring Melody is kind of interesting. It does affect non-Moab class balloons, so I guess it helps with ceramics and stuff. Maybe it'll be good for wave 55, so we're going to pick it up as well. So that's all of our current tier 4s, okay? I know at some point, I probably want an ice tower, right? This is a water map, obviously, so an ice tower would do good here. Another interesting choice, I think, could maybe be Archmage, right? Archmage? Archmage? You know, I don't actually remember which one I usually say. I think Arch. Anyway, put him down right here, right? He can't inherently see, but he does get see-through vision. He ignores line of sight if you go top path, which you have to go Archmage. I definitely think it's something to consider, but I don't know if it is the answer. Okay, so we do just beat Moab, so that was me testing it, totally on purpose. We are gonna pull the other one in because it makes me a little uncomfy. You know that. I believe you can even take down BFBs with this rank. It's been a while since I've honestly used Monkey Pirates. I'll be real. So now I'm trying to think. Do I maybe want to save for the tier 5 already for Lord of the Abyss so that wave 63 is like actually easy? Because that's probably a worrisome wave right now. I feel pretty weak, right? We do have Etienne. Etienne does kind of just solve that wave. Our damage is good, right? Maybe I worry too much. No, I lost. Alright. Well, currently for now, what did I lose to? Was it just ceramics? Do I just not have ceramic popping power? I wasn't looking, I guess. That's like the second or third time I've lost to RNG while making this video, so I think I'm actually just going to continue going for now. We will get the black border, but currently we're just going to gold border it, right? I'm a little bit out of time, and unfortunately just a little fouled by this map, so we'll figure out a good strat in the future. I think we're close to black bordering it, though, honestly. I do think Brickle was the stronger hero, early game at least. I'm curious if once Etienne hits level 16, if they'll be better. And I keep saying 16, because 16 is when Etienne gives everybody a range up based on where we're standing, right? I will go ahead and get Lord of the Abyss here, because I think this should defend us all the way to 80. Is very good, minus the camo leads, I guess. But again, that's what we have the Pirate Lord for, or eventually Pirate Lord for, right? So yeah, we can just rope in that BFB. That's a pretty good deal. I've been RNG diffed on this map at least 3 or 4 times, which doesn't feel very good, especially when this map is actually, it looks really consistent, right? On paper, it feels like it should be. I don't really know what it was. Maybe it was a difference with the sing timing. I don't know, right? This is wave 63. We lost to that? What happened to you, buddy? Where were you? You're supposed to defend that. This tower usually just, yeah, does that. I don't know if it's because it wasn't such a strong or what. Okay. So we're taking a few learning steps, right? And then we lose on the third rush. Interesting. I mean, like, if we really wanted to be careful about it, all we really gotta do is use Etienne's abilities, right? I want to see if we win rush 2. Okay, so it is, I don't know if I'd call this an RNG diff or what. We're gonna call this in. Probably called it in a little early. I actually think this would make it worse, right? I guess not. And then we'll hit the third wave with this. I think that might make it worse still, because we're causing more pops to happen. Which means the pierce that this thing gets is getting maybe pierce capped. Maybe if on this third wave we go 1 and 3 on the ability. Yeah, I mean that worked. Having a little bit of RNG doesn't feel very good, right? And I don't know where the RNG is. I don't know if it's just because of this, of Lord of the Abyss and how their tentacle works, or what it is, right? My goal was to have a Lord of the Abyss, along with this guy being a 025, and then we just spam a bunch of 204s, right? Because the 204s, maybe we need a little bit of help with DDTs. But the 024 should have a lot of popping power because of Sub-Commander, right? Which means I think they handle ceramics decently well then, too. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a little bit with this map currently. I also did change the arrangement of my Mermonkeys, which probably does have an impact. And maybe we want to get range ups. That would probably help, right? Maybe we cash in a little bit on this. This idea right here. We have to remember that Sub-Commander's tier 5, like the tier 5 Sub-Commander effect, is not map-wide because we're in Chimps. Which sounds weird to remind myself of that, but like, I don't go for Sub-Commander very often, right? So I kind of need to remember that. But this extra range right here probably makes a big difference as well, right? 7. And it's pretty cheap at this point. We don't want to put them... We could put them at the back of the map, but them seeing the map is still free DPS, right? Is that 10? That's 10. Okay. I mean, now look at how often they're shooting now, right? And the tentacle gets more range with that too, so maybe that's what I was lacking. I could probably just go all in on the Mermonkey strat, maybe, right? Is maybe what this is telling me? What level are you, Etienne? 14? So you probably hit 16 by level 85 at the latest. No, it's no way it's that late. It's probably like level 80. Or wave 80. Never. Well, yeah, maybe. Now, we could also pick up Symphonic Resonance. At some point, we gotta pick up something to fight off the DDTs. And I think it's gonna be Icicle Impale. I think that pairs very nicely with a Lord of the Abyss, because Lord of the Abyss handles a lot on their own, and then also gives bonus Pierce for everything within range, which will be everything, right? Etienne can handle some of the DDTs a little bit, because of their level 20 effect, giving their second ability, UCAV. It gives UCAV universal damage type, normal damage, I guess I should say. So actually on stream, before everything broke, I was on wave 78. We were actually, I think we were about to run home free with it if I hadn't gotten distracted and then everything came unplugged. But I think Mermonkeys are at least somewhat the way to go, right? Yeah, having no lead pop power feels pretty bad. Maybe we want to get like an embrittlement or two over on this end. At least. We could still get one over here, maybe too. Wave 76 is usually a pretty scary wave. What are we thinking of saving for? Are we saving for the Icicle Impale now? That's really the question, huh? Holy cow, dude, buying multiple of those upgrades is a little deafening. I don't know how loud it comes through for you guys. Probably not nearly as loud, actually, but still. So we'll get it on wave 81, I think. I don't know, we get about 7,000 from the next wave. And then we get a good chunk from 81 as well. Yeah, okay, because this should put us at about 30k. And then wave 80, of course, is not worth a whole lot. But that's okay. Does Icicles count as damage over time for the sake of alluring melody and stuff? I don't think it does. Wow, this wave was worth more than I thought. We actually afford it on wave 80. We don't really need it till wave 90, but we're gonna go ahead and buy it. I kind of feel like I'm kind of reverting back to my old idea of getting tier 5s fast. Even though it is only wave 80, and we've only got one tier 5. I don't know. Hey, wave 78 was not an issue at all now, was it, huh? How much are you worth? 700 to, wow, we were a little bit over 200 off. That's not too bad, really. We can upgrade to Pyro Lord. I don't think we need to. We can pull one of these guys and then upgrade. Yeah. It's a little tighter than I would like. We do need more damage. More Moab damage, right? And that's going to come from our, hopefully our sub-commander. Although Ice Monkey here, Icicle Impale is also some Moab damage. Yeah, he does 100 damage per to Moabs each. That's not insignificant, at least. We should probably set him to strong at this point as well. You level 16 yet? Yeah, you are. So you're affecting everything along the edge of the map. This was what I was wondering about, is if Etienne would be good enough for this, right? It gives everybody here a range up along the edge. Is that worth it? That's, I guess, what we're trying to figure out. Kind of feel like Brickle simplified the early to mid game more than enough. That it's probably better to go Brickle. I've also heard Silas Strat is a thing, right? I don't know. We lost on 84? The heck? What even happens on wave 84? Looks like it was probably just ceramics slipping by. Yeah, it's just ceramics slipping by. Huh. Well, we can hit abilities and stuff. That might help some. We have our Icicle Impale set to or strong instead of first. Yeah, that's probably a big part of it. Icicle Impale is really good at popping Moabs, but we don't need it to pop Moabs right now, right? Maybe for the ZOMGs, actually, but that is what Etienne's here for, too, you know? Things that can't pop ice cannot actually deal with Icicle Impale's freezing effect. If you can't tell, this has ended up taking me a lot longer than I thought, and I've ended up rather tired. But I hope you guys had a good rest of the day, or a good start of the day. I don't know when this is going up for you guys. I know some of you guys live in different time zones. So, but hopefully this is, hopefully you're having a good day of any sort. We're just gonna power up, and we're gonna buy Sub Commander here. Sub Commander is a really strong upgrade in theory. Oh, we can even almost get them within range of Etienne, but that's okay. We don't. Hello? We don't need to anyway. Holy dude, this game wants me to give up today apparently. I'm really betting on the DDTs being solved by Icicle Impale with how I'm playing currently. We have a pretty big issue with that right there, is not dealing damage to ice at all, it looks like. Okay. Like we want a MIB somewhere. But that feels really weird to me. Would a MIB be worth the investment? It is like 10k. And would take up a lot of our range. For, we'll try getting a MIB, but like... I don't know if we actually need it. Right? Not being able to damage Frozen feels bad, I guess. Is maybe all it is. This would be a really good spot for it, though. We do have the fine adjustment button. There we go. And we could still get jungle drums as well. Because we're getting bigger radius. Because we want everything over here. Okay. But when do we afford MIB? We afford it on like 94? That's probably fine, right? But then we don't need Etienne. So clearly I'm misthinking my strategy, right? There's definitely something here that's not quite right. You know what I mean? And actually a DDT slips through. Interesting. Okay. We'll try using Etienne's ability, see if that helps. It almost definitely does. Yeah, it really does. 95 is now a bit of a worry to me. But again, I guess with MIB, maybe it's not, right? Also, this guy can pull a DDT. It would only be one, though, I guess. Okay. Now nobody has to worry about being able to pop the frozen balloons. Maybe we can toss in a few more sub-commanders, or tier 4 subs around this MIB as well. Right? It's just free damage. I'm actually not feeling super confident right now. 96, one of the two largest waves in the game. Behind, you know, 98. We want to be within range of MIB as well. Okay. Hoping that this kind of damage is enough, right? I mean, we seem like we're doing enough damage, yeah? I think this is how you play Sub-Commander. I mean, I don't really see how else you would, right? His whole point is having more submarines. I thought that wave seemed a little scary, but maybe not. Maybe we actually save for the 8,000 upgrade here, right? On wave 98. It might make a difference. This wave is worth a lot of cash. Things are getting through, though. It feels like we're probably gonna leak here, right? Maybe not. Okay. Oh, yes we do. Okay. But I didn't use all of the abilities we had. So we have options. First of all, we set you to strong when we grab. Then we turn on Etienne's ability as well, right? We didn't use these. We can use all of them. I don't think we need to worry about the DDTs next wave, the reinforced DDTs. I think they are the least of our worries. And then, yeah, we just win. Okay. Okay. Well, this definitely doesn't feel like the way to do it, right? We spent all of our money Like, almost all that we could effectively spend, right? And let's see if we actually beat the bad. Dude, the bad feels so fast. What the? When has the bad ever been this fast, dude? Oh, it's actually really close. And this is like if you have a single... Oh. Sheesh, dude, look at that. Alright, hold on. We have a slightly different ability timing if we do. Maybe we put this down here, even, you know? I forgot to use Etienne's first ability. If you pop them... Okay, hold on. We might be able to salvage this still. So we put this down here, right? Now we do need a little bit more damage as well. Anything we can get, right guys? I imagine that's gonna be some damage at least, right? It's not much. Okay, it was not really worth much at all. But I'm imagining that if this can grab at the right timing, then it's probably good. Okay, clearly it's the submarines, right? I think that did better damage, for sure. Which makes sense, we do have sub-commander. Maybe something like that. We just... Oh, man, I don't remember the bad feeling this fast, you know that? Okay, that's pretty good. We can't grab ZOMGs is the issue, right? Come on. Oh, wow, that's close, dude. That is very, very, very close, right? So like if the BFBs get grabbed by that effect, it's over, right? We just win. We do have a snowstorm. We might be able to, if he was in a better spot, we might be able to do something with that too. Well, we also could have rope pooled something. We set you on strong. Okay. There are ways, I think. How much damage are you? You're worth like nothing. I'm not calling you worth less, but I'm calling you worth little. Okay, hold on. And we just need to pop the ZOMGs. Come on. One of the BFBs. And then they pop too fast. Alright. Ooh. Hold on. I'm gonna pause. I'll be right back when I figure out a solution, alright? Alright. Well, I'm kind of out of time. So, I'll show you what I got. I don't win. Unfortunately. I think we're just kind of hard stuck on wave 100. It does feel pretty bad. A little frustrating, but that's fine. It happens, you know? We can try one or two more things, but like... I don't really see that helping very much, but we'll try it, right? Maybe these turrets end up doing a lot more damage than I expect. But I've tried almost every tower that I can think of that would actually be helpful. But we'll see. I just... from what I could tell, the best thing to do is just get even more submarines because they're already buffed by Sub-Commander. I do feel like I probably missed out by not grabbing this guy to tier 5, because him being able to grab a ZOMG would probably solve all of my worries, I think. I think it really would. And then the last thing I gotta do is move this down. It's already too late, we've already lost, I can tell. Because the bad needs to be popped back here, because these ZOMGs get out of the range of this guy. Because what I didn't expect was that I needed him further down to stall for just a second longer. Had he been placed further down, like say I moved this Ice Monkey down to here, even, we probably would have won this, because our big issue is the BFBs and the Moabs get out of range. I haven't tried this guy, but I don't see this really helping either. We could try. He does get anti-Moab class damage, right? But I don't think it's more than anybody else does already, right? Yeah, it doesn't really feel like it. That's alright. And we're like 1 away, and by 1 I mean like 300 away from an eliminator as well. That was a little better, and we still have money left over. Hold on. We can try that one more time. Maybe buy that. Maybe it's something, right? We're close. We're really close. It's the sorts of things like that where it's like, ugh. We could probably technically do it, but it's real tight at this point, right? Every little bit of damage helps. Yeah, they're just barely not on screen long enough. We don't have enough to buy him twice, right? Do we? Oh. Just shy of it. You see stuff like that. Anyway. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to call it there. Because I still gotta make the thumbnail. It's like almost 11 o'clock. I do still have work tomorrow. You know, stuff like that. It kind of sucks. I hate to leave you guys on a cliffhanger like that. Just a losing cliffhanger, I guess. Not really a cliffhanger. Just a loss like that. But, meh. There's not much else I can do from this point. I could try... Well... Hold on. I want to try one more thing. I want to try an embrittlement. I'm a sucker for embrittlement. And maybe the extra damage from everybody is actually something substantial, right? I didn't think about how many hits we're getting. Maybe it's something to consider. Sure. I don't think refreeze actually does anything. But like, if we're still hitting... So, our embrittlement's probably worn off at this point. I get the feeling that that wasn't enough. Maybe I'm wrong, though. He is actually damaged sooner. But I don't think he breaks fast enough, right? Oh, that's intriguing. Oh, don't do this to me. The issue is, yeah, once we pop these guys, we have the issue of not being able to, stall these guys long enough, right? Maybe something like that. Spend every last penny. So we get the embrittlement at the end, and maybe it makes a difference. At this point, I'm kind of at a loss. Right, let's see. If we get more than 7 hits... Ugh, I did it again. I forgot to place this down. Where it belongs. He does embrittle these guys, which might be worse, right? Yeah. It's almost there. We're like super duper close. So I'm going to call it. Thank you very much for watching, though. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, leave a comment if you want to help me figure this out, you know? I could actually use some advice on this one. I'd appreciate it. All right, bye.